This man made it to the NBA even though he was homeless. How could someone go from living on the street to signing $100 million deals and becoming one of the NBA's biggest stars? Well, this is the story of Jimmy Butler. Jimmy's the last person you'd expect to have been homeless, because he was just an innocent kid growing up in one of Texas's richest cities. But at just 13 years old, his life came crashing down. Out of nowhere, Jimmy's dad abandoned his family with no explanation. And since Jimmy looked just like the father that betrayed the family, Jimmy's mother just couldn't stand looking at his face. So eventually she snapped at Jimmy and said, "I don't like the way you look. You gotta go," and kicked him to the streets.
My mom kicked me out of my house, to tell the truth. I bounced in and out of guys' houses in high school.
Now you'd think a teenager forced to figure out life for himself would be hard enough. But Jimmy's obstacles toward NBA stardom were about to get even harder. See, any day he couldn't crash at his friend's house, he'd just roam the streets. And being homeless in the Texas heat would be brutal for anybody, but especially Jimmy. And living like that forced him to make a life-changing decision.
So I was always a big football fan. You know, being from Texas, football is big. I think basketball made me third. But then I wasn't a fan of the sun, wasn't a fan of the heat. Plus, I was tiny. Everybody else started growing. I was like, I don't want to get crushed. I'm gonna move inside to the AC, shoot at the orange rim.
At the time, Jimmy didn't realize just how significant switching sports would become. But he wasted no time signing up for basketball at Tomball High School, where he vowed to become a star athlete. And during his senior year, Jimmy began his basketball career, which led him to making his new best friend, Jordan Leslie. But little did Jimmy know, they were about to become family.
I mean, I was always like, man, you can stay tonight. My mom won't care. And then I'd just be like, oh, just one more night. And it just kind of developed into a week and then a month.
Jimmy finally found himself a permanent home. But more importantly, he felt love and support. Jimmy knew this family took a risk bringing a stranger into their lives. So he couldn't let them down. And for the first time in Jimmy's life, he had hope. His basketball days were only beginning. And yet, he instantly set a goal most kids could only dream of, making the NBA. But Jimmy was determined, and that year the journey started off strong, because he committed to playing basketball for Tyler Junior College.
I remember the first time walking down this bad baby. I knew I ended the game with 33 points. And with that 33 points, I was asking myself, is this real? Can I really score 33 points on a nightly basis? And then the next time I came out, 35 points. So I knew that I belonged here. This is where it started for me.
Now, I don't know about you,